Conflict has a way of shaping history, defining borders, ideologies, and the lives of millions. In the heart of the Middle East, the Gaza-Israel conflict has reignited, drawing global attention once again. A struggle that spans decades, rooted in identity, territory, and hope for peace, now finds itself at a critical crossroads. But what's different this time? How did we get here? And more importantly, where do we go from here? Let's unpack the layers of this escalating war and its global implications. To truly understand the current conflict, we need to revisit the history. In 1948, the establishment of the State of Israel marked a new era for the region but also ignited tensions with Palestinians. The loss of land, displacement of communities, and conflicting national aspirations fueled decades of unrest. From wars to peace treaties, from intifadas to ceasefires, the cycle has been relentless. Today, Gaza remains one of the most densely populated areas on Earth, blockaded, battered, and struggling under the weight of a humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, Israel faces its own challenges, securing its citizens while dealing with growing international criticism. It's a story of two peoples, two narratives, and a shared land contested for generations. Fast forward to today, the violence has erupted once again. Airstrikes, rockets, and ground offensives have brought devastation to both sides. Civilians, as always, bear the brunt of the suffering. Hospitals are overwhelmed, homes reduced to rubble, and families torn apart by grief. But why now? Analysts point to a mix of political turmoil, strategic miscalculations, and deepening mistrust. For Gaza, the blockade and economic collapse have pushed the region to its breaking point. For Israel, the growing threat of militant groups and calls for security dominate the narrative. It's a perfect storm, and the world is watching. This war isn't just a regional issue, it's a global one. Nations are taking sides, with some condemning Israel's military actions and others backing its right to defend itself. Protests have erupted worldwide, calling for an end to violence and a push for lasting peace. International organizations, from the UN to humanitarian NGOs, are sounding the alarm over the growing human toll. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the question looms large: can diplomacy prevail, or will this conflict spiral further out of control? Amid the politics and power struggles, it's easy to lose sight of the human stories. The children in Gaza growing up surrounded by destruction. The families in Israel seeking shelter from rocket attacks. These are the voices often drowned out by the noise of war. Human rights groups have reported alarming figures: casualties rising, basic necessities dwindling, and entire generations scarred by trauma. These are the faces of conflict, the ones we cannot afford to ignore. So, what's next? Can there be a way forward in this seemingly endless cycle of violence? Experts suggest that lasting peace requires more than ceasefires. It demands dialogue, mutual recognition, and the courage to confront the toughest issues: land, sovereignty, and justice. The international community has a role to play, but so do the people on the ground. Grassroots movements, peace initiatives, and individuals willing to bridge divides can light the way toward hope. The Gaza-Israel conflict is more than just headlines, it's a reminder of the cost of division and the need for unity. Now, more than ever, the world must rally for peace, because no child should grow up in fear, no family should bury their loved ones, and no nation should live under constant threat. If you found this video insightful, give it a like, share it with others, and join the conversation in the comments. Let's raise awareness, spark dialogue, and keep the hope for peace alive. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into global issues.